Do you live in a large American city? Perhaps in a tall apartment building where elevators carry people to their homes? Or do you live in a village? In a home along a shady street? In this film, we shall see many kinds of homes around the world. Farmhouses like these out in the country. Small, well-kept homes in suburbs where each family lives in its own house. We shall see some large and roomy houses built long ago, and others which are small and inexpensive. People live in homes because they need shelter from the heat and cold, rain and snow, sun and wind. Homes are most often made of materials that are available nearby. Forests provide lumber for building many of our homes. The large Douglas fir trees of the Pacific Northwest are an especially valuable source of lumber. The logs must be hauled to nearby sawmills, where great band saws cut them into lumber. After the lumber is cut, it must be dried or seasoned. This is done usually in the open air. It takes a year or more to season most wood properly. Skillful carpenters select the lumber, which they cut to length and nail together to make the frame. The first step in making a warm, comfortable home like this one. These homes are made of wood and brick. Brick is a widely used home building material. Bricks are made from clay. Here in this clay pit, a mechanical shovel digs and moves the heavy, raw clay. Clay is a kind of earth formed in river valleys in many parts of the world. A great shovel scoops the clay into a waiting truck. The truck transports the clay to the brickyard. The clay is mixed with water and molded into bricks. After the bricks have been fired or baked in ovens, they become the hard, tough building material out of which homes can be made. Clay is an important building material in many lands. This is true of Peru on the west coast of South America, where the walls of many homes are made of adobe bricks and the roofs of clay tile. Men tramp dry mountain grasses into the wet clay. This produces a mixture known as adobe. The adobe is packed into molds. The frames are removed, and the adobe blocks are left to dry and harden in the sun. When the sun-dried adobe bricks are fitted together, they make warm, strong homes. The thick walls keep the heat out in the summer and shut out the cold during the winter. Far to the north, near the Arctic Circle, lies the land of snow and cold. Eskimo homes are built low and strong to withstand storms and high winds. Eskimos call every kind of shelter an igloo. Father Naluk and his son Kilu are preparing to leave home to go on a hunting trip. Mother and sister hope they will return with more food and skins. Eskimos make their igloo homes of materials found nearby: driftwood, stone, and dirt. Almost every day, Father Naluk inspects his home and makes small repairs. Father Naluk and Kilu will be away from their stone and driftwood igloo home for many days on this hunting trip. While they are away, they will need shelter. Their first task when they reach the hunting ground is to build a temporary or hunting igloo. They quickly build their hunting igloo of blocks of snow, a few driftwood poles, and overall they stretch one of their most valuable possessions, a piece of strong canvas which they have secured from the trading post. When their shelter is secure, the hunt begins. Far to the south, in Brazil, is the largest river system in the world, the Amazon. This river flows through great forests and dense jungles. Heavy rains water the plants and trees and fill the rivers to overflowing. Along the Amazon, families build their homes on a framework of poles. The openings in this framework are filled with mud, which is baked dry in the hot sun. In these homes, children help with many household tasks, such as putting away the hammocks on which the family sleeps. The grass-thatched roof protects the mud walls from the heavy rains and provides shade from the hot sun. Because the air is warm all year round, the women do their work in an open shed, protected from the daily rains by a thick grass roof. Here, in these sheds, they repair their fishing nets and cook over open fireplaces. These wood and mud homes seldom last longer than 10 years in this damp and hot climate. Farther east, in North Africa, in an entirely different climate, people set up their homes on the hot, dry, sandy lands of the Sahara Desert. These people are nomads. Nomads move from place to place to find food and water for themselves and their animals. Their tent homes can be taken down quickly. They are made of cloth, woven from the hair of camels and goats. The cloth is thick enough to protect the nomads from the hot sun of the day, yet warm enough to keep them comfortable during the cool nights. Their household articles are few. The son of the chief carefully packs these precious articles when the family moves. A large tent, which has been tied into a compact bundle, makes a full load for a camel. A little child and a small tent is a load for a young camel. Full-grown camels carry loads up to 500 pounds. The nomads must often travel long distances to find new sources of food and water. Just as other people build homes in ways that are best for them, desert people have movable homes suited to their nomadic way of life. When they find fresh pasture, with a supply of water nearby, they make camp. Tents are held securely by ropes fastened to stakes because strong winds blow across the desert. Now do you understand why the nomad's tent home is made of cloth which is strong and light enough to be easily carried from place to place? Felt mats are rolled out to make a floor for the tent home. Later, a desert family enjoys the warmth of the campfire in a tent home in North Africa. To the north, in the mountain country of Switzerland, families have built homes so beautiful that people in other lands have imitated their design. Switzerland is a land of many nationalities. Here are people who speak German, French, Romansh, and Italian. The homes of each are different in appearance. Here, homes have inscriptions in Romansh, which comes from the old language spoken by the Roman soldiers. These mountain homes are made of thick stone to keep out the cold of winter. This French sign is in western Switzerland, where farm families who raise cattle and horses build beautiful homes in these valleys. This sign is in the Italian section. Here in southern Switzerland, homes are built much as they are in northern Italy. In the valleys of the north are the famous mountain chalets, built like homes in southern Germany. Here, winters bring heavy snows. Homes have thick walls and steep roofs. In such homes, Swiss families live together in comfort and security. In northeastern France, canals join the rivers of Germany and France. Over these waterways, barges move materials such as coal and iron ore. But the barge is also a home. Papa Hervé and his family, like many families around the world, live not on the land, but on the water. Sister Jeanette helps with the family washing. Little Marie plays on deck as other children might play in a backyard. Meals are prepared in the living quarters below by Mother Hervé. Children of barge families go to school during the winter, but spend their summers traveling with their families. At noon, Mother has dinner ready for her family. Father asks Louis, his son, to take over the steering. Someone must always be at the wheel. The other members of the family enjoy their meal in their floating dining room. Father, mother, and children enjoy a life that few others can have, one that enables the family to be together much of the time, while they move slowly down the canal on their barge home. In eastern Asia, in the Great Sea Valley of southern China, other families also live aboard floating homes. As in France, families live on river boats that carry materials from city to city. The Chinese riverboat home, called a sampan, has living quarters where the family eats and sleeps. When its cargo has been loaded, Father Sunglao begins the slow, heavy work of propelling the sampan to the next city. All day long, Father Sunglao works the long oar to move the riverboat along. Little sister gives a helping hand. At the end of the day, the sampan reaches the city of Canton, where thousands of Chinese families live their entire lives on boats. Now there is time for rest and a simple but good dinner for the whole family. In this film, we have visited a Chinese family on their sampan home. We have seen desert nomads move their tents, watched Eskimos build an igloo, seen small suburban homes and tall city apartments. We have learned that around the world, home is where mother and father and children live and work together.